Hey, this is Beth.
This is Jennifer.
This is Lisa.
Let's see how this sounds. And this is 2 in the Closet plus 1.
You are a leader.
Why, thank you.
And it's not because I don't want to do the work.
I feel like we're in a cult. The work.
I realized
The closet
something.
cult.
I realized something about myself is I am not. When I want to do something, I do it. It takes me a little longer to kind of get there, but it helps me have a leader to
I will be your leader.
lead.
Here's my ring. Kiss it.
Kiss these in years. What are those?
Okay,
Sweet.
we are going to get started.
All right, let's get started.
Today, we're going to talk about love. What's love got to do with it? We're going to talk about Valentine's Day around the world. And I'm here with my 2 Valentines, or Galentines, I should say.
Yeah.
We are in the closet again. This is 2 in the Closet with Beth,
Jennifer.
and with our very, very special bestie, Lisa. Say hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Yay.
We are very excited.
I'm
It's a
excited.
cramped closet, but it will be cozy and fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
A lot of love.
A lot of love. I have gifts for you to show my love.
You do.
Yeah, yeah. But you guys know the history of Valentine's Day? Any
Yes.
thoughts?
Oh, you know the history of it?
I do St. Valentine's, right?
Yeah.
That's the only
that
thing I
history.
know.
I don't know any.
So the earliest Valentine's Day was in Rome, ancient Rome. It was a pagan festival involving rituals for fertility and purification.
Interesting.
It also included animal sacrifice. And I don't think anything quite says love like animal sacrifice. How about you?
I would agree.
But it was their way to celebrate love and welcome the spring.
Well, everyone has
That was
their
nice. Yes.
their
Yeah.
traditions.
Their quirks.
Right.
True.
But it didn't, the Saint Valentine that we know is, there's a few legends around it, 496 AD. And
very long time.
yeah, and he was a priest who married Christian couples during the Roman Empire when that's hard to say. Roman Empire forbade marriages for soldiers. So this
That's
bishop,
awful.
yeah. And then there was another legend that a bishop who healed a blind girl had sent her a note once she could see that said, signed Saint Valentine. But whatever legend you believe, both men were executed
It is kind of a
on February 14th.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's tragic.
it is tragic.
It's kind of a dark tone to it, right?
Yeah.
That you know, they
Yeah.
kind of make it all flowery, but
It's all about love and red hearts, pink.
Well, now, but the word Valentine
commercial version.
wasn't expressed until I think the 17th century in England. And then by the 18th century, everybody was calling each other Valentine and exchanging love notes on February 14th. I still don't see how that connects to death and animal sacrifice, but
conquering. That's what love is.
yeah, maybe. That's a
Conquering
good
all.
thought. Yeah.
Mhm.
But in the 18th century, they started handing out notes and calling each other Valentines. And in the 20th century, America took it.
Advertising.
Turned it into something more
Mhm.
than just love notes and affection. We turned it into a whole marketing thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why some people don't celebrate Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
Hand is raised, right?
Yeah.
So in 2024, lovebirds in America spent almost $26 billion on Valentine's Day. And the average couple spent about $190 per couple.
Wow.
And this is how it breaks down for all of you mathematicians. Jen, I'm looking at you.
I know.
Candy was 57% of all spending. Greeting cards, 40%. Flowers, 37%. I would think that'd be higher, but evening out, 32%. ever-present jewelry,
I thought that would
21.
be way up there.
Yeah, gift.
It's a big investment for most
And then-
people if
and
you want
then-
good stuff.
Yeah, and then for all those romantics out there, gift cards, 20%, because that really says I really put some thought into
I
it.
really thought a lot about you.
And clothing, 19%. That's
Which is
probably
lingerie.
right?
Right.
I'm surprised the jewelry. I thought that would be higher.
I wasn't surprised.
But jewelry and evening out and the gift cards, those make up really the highest total percentage. But what I didn't see on here was the gift of experiences. Like
That's your
we
love
all
language,
agree. We
yeah.
like experiences
Yeah.
over
Yes.
things.
Yeah, a
That's
trip
what-
or something like
yeah.
that. I'd be super excited about that.
But 32% of consumers said they planned on doing that in the future.
Yeah.
So, you're welcome for that.
Oh, thank you for all that information.
Just to set the tone. There will
Yeah.
be no animal sacrifice today.
Yeah.
Good. I hope not. Well, I learned something new because I didn't know.
I'm gonna give you a love note in the form of a memory.
Oh, thank you.
If you're
conversation
if you're of a certain age, you remember Brock's candy
Yes.
hearts. And I was thinking about this.
Thank you, my love.
I was trying to think about Valentine's Day
Me too.
memories, and I don't have any. I only have
You don't have any?
no. I never spent Valentine's Day in that romantic way with anybody I was ever dating.
That sucks.
I know. Even the ones I had long-term relationships with,
You got
they
robbed.
Yeah, that's why they're not
Oh,
here.
okay. So you're
That's-
saying
That-
you've been with
clear.
You've been in relationships where they don't honor you on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Or if they did, it was definitely not memorable because I have been racking my brain
Mhm.
trying to remember anything. Cannot. So that's sad.
Okay. sorry.
But I decided, well, if I'm in my adult life, what about my childhood life, right?
Yes.
Hence the Brock's candy. Because I remember in elementary school making hearts or making Valentine's Day.
Did you
and-
do cut the
Yeah,
half the heart?
construction
paper,
paper,
yeah.
colored paper. And then we would give them out to all of our classmates. Did you do that, Jen? Lisa?
Yes, I
I'm looking
loved
at
it.
Yeah.
I love getting little Valentines from all the different, boys and
The little
girls.
boy- Yeah.
And sometimes, like, if you're like their crush, they give you like a extra
Yeah.
big.
Special
an
Valentine.
Remember
an
the
extra
Valentine's Day
lollipop.
cards that are like that big?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
Like, that's the one where you really like the girl.
Yeah.
And you're a boy and you go like that.
And
Oh,
then you're dating.
I remember the box. You go to the store with your mom or a
Yes.
parent or whatever, and you pick a box in the Valentine's aisle.
Yeah.
Very simple. There was maybe, I don't know, 10 choices, 15 choices. I don't know. Very not
Not
like three aisles. Like
Mm-hmm.
easy and breezy. And
That's an interesting word.
easy
You're basically saying that there's too much.
yes.
Too many. Like, you go in for like Valentine and it takes up 3 aisles
Yeah.
and you're trying to decide.
And I'm in there for so long. It's just different. It's just different.
It's not
now.
the same anymore.
No.
So there were boxes.
Yeah, remember the hearts?
Oh, candied hearts.
No, no.
But
they-
also boxes of Valentines that you buy for the class.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
they were
Okay.
so easy. Now
Yeah.
you build a whole different thing. It just
Yeah.
Be my Valentine. Remember
Yes,
that?
Yeah.
be mine.
a heart, or it was kind of a heart. but-
Chocolate hearts, yummy. But I
was
don't
very-
like it
yeah.
with cherries in the middle.
No.
Ah,
Chocolate covered
those-
cherries. Those are the worst.
Those are like who wanted
Those
to
are your
bastardize
grandmother.
chocolate?
That's your grandmommy's.
That's like, honey, here you
Totally.
go. I got this in the fridge. No, I don't want.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
a Christmas fruit.
I
cake.
never understood that.
But those candy corns would be gone in 2 minutes when I got my grandparents.
I can't talk to you about candy corns. You know my feeling.
I know.
I
We
think
can
they're
agree to
evil.
disagree. Most people don't like them. That's
like
why
them.
I always loved it.
Candy corn.
I give you all my chocolate for those candy.
Snow caps are my favorite.
No,
I
not
know.
those.
But I like the gourmet.
snowballs.
I like-
Hostess snowballs.
I like the
and
gourmet.
Not at all.
shoot. What are the ducks? The little.
Oh yeah.
Peeps.
Peeps. No, never. Those things make my
Okay,
teeth itch.
yeah.
And they all have the same component.
that's
There's
Lisa's
some kind of
They bought-
foamy
They've all got
sugar.
forever chemical to them.
Yeah, that.
That's
Some kind of
why.
They're so
poisonous
cute, though.
dye.
They're really cute.
But okay. So
All of my favorites you don't like.
I know.
Do you like?
Well, that's
do you even
okay.
like jelly beans?
I love jelly beans.
Okay. I knew that we'd find something.
Yeah,
we had
especially the
candy.
Kush ones. So we've already established I do not have a favorite Valentine's Day.
Mm.
You have one, Jen?
I do have one. So maybe a year ago, I don't know, maybe it was a year ago. I've had good Valentines, but
She's trying to stuff her face while she's
know,
talking. Like, probably not a good idea.
probably not.
Chewing while she's talking.
But
You get closer to the mic.
I had probably one of the best Valentines I've had ever. This was
What did you do?
no one was home, but my husband was
Your
coming home.
beloved and you.
Yeah. And I turned off all the lights. I put on a red dress. Very simple, nothing underneath, and lit some candles, had sushi on the table.
Not on you?
No,
Okay.
no, because I wanted to wear
Impressive.
this red dress because
Okay.
he's never seen me in it. And opened the door and we had some wine. It was the most
That's a beautiful Valentine's.
amazing
Yeah.
night in every fucking way.
Literally fucking way. There was like a
I hope so.
emphasis
No,
on
it was
it wasn't
beautiful.
This sounds like a perfect.
Yeah.
You
It
know, I
was.
know you've had some bad Valentine's days.
I've had
Because
yeah,
your husband gets a little weird sometimes about Valentine's Day.
because he says it's a
Commercial.
Yeah.
commercial every day's Valentine's Day.
And Eric
That seems like that last half feels like a cop out.
Eric
exactly.
has
I
a-
agree.
has a very strong reason why he doesn't love Valentine's Day, because I cheated on him on Valentine's Day and I dropped
I
it.
thought you said Barry has a
Yeah.
strong reason.
No.
And I thought, well, you cheated on Barry.
Wait a minute.
Wait, there's a whole aspect of your friendship I am unfamiliar with.
Right.
I got to test out the merchandise for you.
So
I have a picture of her
so
in bed
you
with Eric.
cheated on your boyfriend on Valentine's?
Yeah, I'm a little cunt. This is probably one of the worst things I've ever done in my life.
Wow. You could have used that for
I
two
mean
truths and a
it.
lie, and I never would have believed.
I was thinking about this the
Oh,
other
God, I
day.
knew
Do you ever have things you do and you go, what the fuck were you thinking about to do that to somebody that I broke his heart? I mean, and after that, he punished me about Valentine's Day.
There's where the submissive
Crappy.
part comes in.
I fucked a hot guy.
Took my
Let me tell you.
whipping.
I fucked a hot guy. He was the head of a movie maker magazine. I shouldn't say this on air because
Don't say Brad.
if he's listening.
We
But
haven't said your last name. So.
okay. But
That's
he grabbed me by the hair and I said to Eric, I can't be in a relationship with you because of this guy. I wanted to fuck him so bad. And we did have good sex. He didn't
That's
actually,
important.
but now in hindsight, I would never do that to my guy. You know,
you were much younger.
I was like a blocked little bitch. I think I hadn't
Well,
grieved.
how old were you?
I was like in my 20s.
Well, come on, you're still maturing.
I was like, that's
Relationally
a cold ass thing to do to somebody. Drop them on break up with them on Valentine's Day so you can fuck somebody else.
Right.
That says terrible things about me.
Listen, you were
in that
much
period.
younger. You were much younger.
I had to
Yeah.
say no to these beautiful men. It was very difficult.
No, and in your 20s, you
It
shouldn't.
was
You should
wonderful
say yes to all
in
the
my life.
experiences. I did hook up with one of my friends on Valentine's Day. That just popped in.
Oh, well, there we go.
There we go. So
with your
we
friend?
we were
Is
both.
this a female? Or?
No, oh no,
Oh.
no. We were both single, and he was really good friends with the guy I really, really liked. That I had a friends with benefits kind of vibe situation with.
Mhm.
But that guy also had a girlfriend, so he was otherwise busy. Also in my 20s, nobody's
Right.
judging this.
Right.
Is a safe
No,
space.
that's
different.
So the guy, the friend, you know, he said, well, neither one of us are doing anything. Let's go have a drink, you know. And so we went to a Mexican restaurant and had many drinks, and somehow ended up back in my bed, and I started dating him. So I guess not
You had one.
That's a great
That's a
story.
good one.
He wasn't around by the next Valentine's Day. So
Well, there's a lot.
there
of,
was, it was
there's a lot of roadkill.
there's a lot of roadkill on my highway.
Boom.
So is Valentine's Day too commercial now?
Well, I think,
The Hallmark holiday, as some call it.
I do, but I also think it's really nice. And this isn't even, it doesn't have to mean, your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but it's a holiday that kind of show everyone you love them, and I think there's something cute and fun about it, especially when you're, young love.
I love them because we get dressed up together. I like to be dressed up with Eric. I find that sexy.
Barbie and Ken
We like
go
to,
out on the town.
We do like to.
You are a beautiful couple.
Thank you, love.
You also
Thank
look
you.
like brother and sister.
We do look like brother and sister.
Well, people say when
Somebody
you,
once asked me if he was my brother, and I'm like,
And then
That
I
is-
stuck my tongue down his throat.
but you know what's weird is
Exhaustion.
Eric looks like me, but my brother looks like me, and those two men look very different.
I don't think your brother looks like you. I think your brother looks like your dad.
Yeah, I'm kind of a
Very.
mix of my dad and my mom.
Yeah.
very
Um,
strong features of your father.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah.
very.
I said that
Yeah.
so
Now, see,
seriously.
I've got a
I-
dick like my dad.
See,
I surgically removed every.
see, you guys come from Valentine's Day from a totally different perspective.
Beth is like,
mostly.
fuck
I'm
the
like,
holiday. I'm out of here, bitches.
You're just trying to guilt me into spending money. It's
Mm.
another opportunity for my partner to disappoint me with his gift
Oh,
giving.
Wait,
Yeah.
Totally, I have lived that. And how about letting us get through Christmas before you start putting out the fucking
Right.
candy
Oh, I
heart?
know.
I
It
can't-
is. It is.
This
annoying.
is why you guys
Stop shoving it down my throat.
Right. This
Yeah.
is why when you go to the store, this is how they grab you to spend money
Well, of course.
before the holiday. Like literally, it gets off the shelf. All of a
It's
sudden,
more
I
and
see
more and more.
It's like
hearts.
Thanksgiving
At
and
this,
Christmas.
this
same
time, this year, at the same time, one half of the aisle was Christmas and one was Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
And it was
It's
like a day
too
after
much.
Christmas.
It's
Yeah.
Too much. It's going by too fast. They need to slow that down.
Slow your roll.
Slow your
And
roll.
I think,
Nice
you
to have
know,
a little holiday in February, though,
yeah.
because it can. The winter months can be a little.
I frankly, I like to hide out on that day. I don't want to see all the cutesy engagements, see the proposals and spoon feeding each other souffle and fucking baby birding your dinner together with each other, like, let me feed you.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
That's
No, I
that's
stay away
annoying.
from that.
But
But-
you could love yourself.
I'm not bitter.
Just a little
Already
bit.
have won. Your table is ready.
Just a little bit. But
Oh,
working on it.
Yeah.
but you could love yourself that day.
I know. I like Valentines. I like sharing
Yeah.
sharing love with my beloved
Yeah.
sisters
Right.
in arms.
Yes.
There's so many.
I think it should be about love all around.
I-
think,
well, it should be.
and
However you express
it can be a love of like I'm celebrating Valentine's Day with my mom. I love my mom.
Yeah.
Or my
well, my mom's
sister,
dead.
Yeah. Well,
This is
wait,
going
we're gonna
dark.
bring it down one more.
We're gonna go even further.
My father passed.
I think I'm pretty clear that Valentine's Day doesn't work for you. I mean, if I don't, if,
Is that
if
what
you
you're
don't-
getting here?
I think I'm feeling that's kind of the overall, and I get it.
No,
though.
I
It's
love-
not- it
no,
can be
I-
ridiculous.
I take care of
sometimes.
myself on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Self-care rituals,
Yeah,
So
And-
what do you do?
self love.
self-love.
What does that mean? What do you do?
Do you want to know all of it, or just
Give
the
me like one
please,
thing
PG
you do.
stuff? So, I love a good bubble bath with Epsom salt and lavender and eucalyptus, good smelling stuff. I love my red light therapy and my infrared bed. I would probably do that before my bath, but then I'd have to shower before I got in the bath because you sweat in the infrared. But anyway, things like that, a facial, really good manicure,
Mm.
something like that. I would say taking myself out to dinner, but not on Valentine's Day because, again, the aforementioned cutesy stuff. But either making myself a really, really great dinner or ordering in a great dinner. Yeah,
That sounds amazing.
It's
Yeah.
maybe watching.
it's just a regular night for me.
But
It's not really
But do
any
you
different.
do you ever
And then there's the chocolate. But
Then
chocolate.
there's the gummy.
Right.
Chocolate.
But you
There's
mentioned
then there's the drink.
you mentioned going out to dinner.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
do you ever I've done this for a very long time now. Do you ever look at if you're in a restaurant, do you ever like scan the restaurant and to see like which couple like has sex?
Yeah.
They don't. How many times are they going to do it that night?
Oh wow, I don't get that detailed in my analysis. This is what you're thinking about with strangers.
Yeah. I've been with her in a bar in
I know this
Colorado.
about her, but it's too much.
And at that point, that was many, many years ago. And she said, we should do a podcast. Will they or won't they?
That
And
would be
just,
okay. So that's what
But
launched
then-
this whole
yeah. But I mean, she's been doing it forever. Yeah.
I
So she
like
makes up stories about it.
I like to see.
And
What?
when you stare at somebody, people know you're staring. You're not subtle when you stare at
Everyone
people.
says I'm not subtle, but you know what? I have not gotten caught or no one's yelled at me at a
Nobody
restaurant.
wants to
because
go, why are you looking at
You're
me?
like my who else has a staring problem?
I
My
love to
niece
analyze
Amanda.
other couples.
My niece Amanda has it. Those big blue eyes, and she's always staring at people.
Taking it in, man.
Yeah,
Take-
drinking it in.
Yeah. So okay. So it's not just me. Beth, do you ever think that way?
When I'm with you.
Okay.
Yes, quite a
So
bit.
not.
Not
You've
in
never
those
been
kind
curious.
of terms. When I would think about that the most is when I see couples who are buried in their phones and don't say one word to
Yeah.
each other through an entire meal. Then ask me if I think they're going to, and I'm going to probably say
Yeah.
no.
And then you
Because
analyze.
that's like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Well, it's interesting because I have the same perspective, Beth, that like if you're not talking, I remember when I was a hostess in a restaurant and I saw a couple in their 30s. I was 20. And I looked at them, they say one word to each other. This is before phones.
Oh my.
That's
and
awful.
I'm like, I felt like, what the fuck? But here is another way of looking at it. Because somebody said sometimes when you're with somebody, there's an unspoken, like over the years
I
where
agree.
it's an ease. And I never, this is just recently that I saw this where, and I don't know who brought it up or who said that. And I went, well, that's a new way. That's a different way to look at that.
It is.
I never looked at
Yeah.
it from that perspective. Like it's so comfortable and you're at ease. Eric and I don't always talk in restaurants. We just, sometimes, I mean, we're not on our phone.
Well, and I know that from traveling with you.
Yeah.
Like we would go into our hotel room and go into
Yeah.
our own little cocoon
Yeah.
and be totally comfortable.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah. We don't need to if people that you love like that, you don't need to have like a constant conversation here.
There's two silences, and what you just talked about kind of brought this up, like made me think about this. But you know how when you're in a fight with your partner and you're silent and it's uncomfortable silence?
Oh, I hate that.
So it's different. It's different.
You thought I'd let that go, didn't you?
What?
Yes.
I dropped the.
She dropped a candy on your carpet where I'm sure a cat has been, and she ate it.
I do that all the time.
Wow.
I'm like, I have a strong immune system from eating shit off the floor.
I
Yeah,
did that
yeah.
once on the ferry. They used to have a popcorn machine, and there was popcorn on the ground, and I picked it up and started eating it. My mother went, Lisa, she got really mad at me.
Okay, so go back to what you were talking about the different
Comfort.
perspective. Two kinds of silence, you said.
Yes. One is when you are in a fight with your partner or
Yeah.
even friend, or it could be a relative, and you get into an argument, fight, and then you have to be in the same room, and it's so awkward. It like inside it makes you feel so uncomfortable.
I don't like that feeling.
No. And then there's a silent, and I think when couples are at a restaurant and they don't talk, listen, I think silence could be very beautiful.
Could be golden.
Right. I don't think you always need to talk.
I clearly judge a lot.
Well, I
have to
do
work
too.
on that.
But this is what I'm saying.
That's an opportunity for some
It's a
healing.
growth opportunity. This is a
and this-
teachable moment, ladies.
But guess what? The bottom line is the couples that are on their phone, not engaged with each other.
Will they or won't they?
Exactly.
Well,
So
what's your estimation? Do you think they will go home and
do
make sweet love, or
they'll probably do it in the car.
there you go?
people that are on their phone with each other in that way, where it's like the energy's weird or they're disconnected, when they're on their phones like that and they don't want to connect with each other. That's what you
Yeah.
see. And what those people may have sex, but there's no emotional energy in it. It's
Well-
just kind of perfunctory. You know what I'm saying?
Ding,
Like,
ding, ding! 75-cent word.
yeah.
Perfunctory.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've never
sorry.
heard of that.
I'm a grown up.
Well, I have too, but I have never heard of that word.
Wow, I feel shamed.
I'm kidding. Come on now.
I love big words.
I've heard
They
fuck
turn
of-
me on.
I know
I've
I'm a
heard-
wordsmith.
I heard
What is that called? It's a sapiosexual when you like
I am.
people's brains. I'm
I'm
the
a
same way.
you're with
I
the
like
big
it in
words
men
today.
and women.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm indiscriminate. Somebody has a brain or says something, I just want to fuck them with my brain, not with my body, because
The visual of that, if you could just take one moment and picture a brain actually having sex with someone.
Oh God, yes. I could
That's
just
weird.
I get such a charge out of it. I'm
So-
awakened in ways I cannot speak to. I'm going to go home and write poetry now.
Prose.
So what about rom-coms?
Rom-coms. Okay.
I'm
I-
a bard.
Yeah. I may drown myself in a series or a flurry, if you will, of rom-coms when I'm alone on that special magical day.
I hate rom-coms, by the way.
Do you really?
I'm not a rom-com person. But I mean, sometimes there's
When Harry Met Sally?
well, yeah, it's a good movie.
Or The
it's a good
Notebook?
movie.
The Notebook?
Yeah, The Notebook. But they're not my preferred. It's funny. They're not my preferred.
Notebook isn't really a rom-com, is it? That's a romantic movie.
Oh,
But it's on, yeah.
Love Actually.
I love
That's
that.
my favorite.
Every Christmas. That's one of my
That is my
holiday-
favorite.
Is that when he holds up the sign?
Yeah.
That and
That broke my heart.
Christmas Vacation is very funny.
Yes. Yeah.
But back to rom-com. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's a very, very far stretch of a rom.
What's Mr. Frosty about?
Mr. Frosty was Netflix this year.
I know.
It's
I
about
know.
this really hot dude. So this little
His
village.
name is Mr. Frosty.
It's the name of the
Oh,
movie.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I assume that you've probably seen it because I know you watch.
I
Yeah,
love this movie.
So the premise is there's a snow castle snowman building contest in the town square, so to
Right.
speak. And this woman who she was widowed, right? She was a widow.
Yes.
And she owns a coffee shop place in the little town.
Mm.
And she's been alone for a really long time because her husband passed away. And her house is starting to fall apart. It's got leaks and
This is your
electrical things.
typical.
We have
Yeah.
done this
I
a
mean,
million
yeah.
times
You
on
can
flights.
paint by numbers
Yes.
with these movies.
So,
I'm sorry.
so anyway, she walks through after she closes her restaurant. She walks through the town square to admire all of the snowmen because there's going to be a contest, right, the next day. And she sees this very strapping
Mr.
snowman,
Frosty.
not 3 balls and a corn cob.
He's got
No.
abs.
He's got a 12-pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
And
there's
so-
always that in
not my
Saints.
type, but
So she
yeah.
takes off her scarf and gently ties it around his
Red
snowman
scarf.
red scarf. And
It's important.
and she leaves. And he comes to life.
And I'll
Runs-
watch it next season.
Yeah, and he runs to the
Or watch it one night.
local thrift store and
I don't
breaks
watch-
into it to put clothes on.
I don't watch Christmas movies outside of Christmas time. Isn't that weird? That very
Well, I
specific.
don't. I don't.
Yeah, I don't wake up in June and go,
Like,
I
I'm-
want to watch Mr. Frosty.
I want to throw up Elf for the evening. Although-
And I love them when it's
Yeah.
that season.
Yeah.
But after that,
You guys have a lot of rules. I don't. I want to watch
You-
it. I'll watch it.
You're a free flying
Yeah.
watcher.
You're indiscriminate. You don't care.
Notting Hill was a good one.
Oh, that's a great one. Now
Yeah.
you guys are bringing up ones that are
I'm just
actually
a girl
high-
standing in front of a
highly
boy
rated.
asking him to love her.
Mhm.
Ah!
Love that. What about 50 Shades of Grey? Is that because there's a line in there that I love.
What?
I don't make love, I fuck. Now
That
that
should be tattooed on you somewhere.
that is a
On
really
her
that is
JJ.
that is a beautiful line there.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So these movies they cover a lot of territory. Friendship to love, like Harry Met Sally.
First Wives Club.
First Wives Club.
Yeah.
Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Revenge, friendship.
yeah, bonding together.
Success is the best revenge, or
Don't get mad, get everything.
Mm.
Eat,
That
pray,
one.
love. Eat, pray, love. Self-love.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
a
be
good
my
one.
movie. That would be my
That'd be-
romantic
yeah.
Oh, Eat,
movie.
Pray, Love?
Yeah, because it's her discovering, leaving what everybody says she should be and discovering who she wants to be, and then running into Javier Bardem certainly didn't hurt. That was hot. I
Hello.
just now forgot about
He
that.
is a
Oh my
beautiful
God.
man.
He's
Eric just rewatched that movie, and I was like, I wish you would have said you were rewatching it, because I would. I never. I have another rule. I never watch movies more than once. There's very few that I've seen.
So what about
twice.
Christmas then? Do you
Well, maybe
you make an
watch a-
exception?
maybe
a movie
only because that's a seasonal thing. But like even the best movies, I don't go back and watch them because there's so many other ones I want to see. Like I don't. Some people have movies they watch over and over and over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I don't do that. I mean, there are a handful that I would watch more than once. Like I just watched Interstellar because I had forgotten a lot
Yeah.
about it, and somebody was talking about it, and I thought, oh, you should go watch that again. But I don't, as a rule, rewatch movies.
Yeah.
I will make an exception for Hamilton because I will, I
It's
had
like your
Disney and I
favorite.
watched it like 500 times, but
I
I had to get
will-
all the moves down.
Yeah.
I will watch
Choreography.
like shows that I think are fun, like
Oh.
comic show,
Yeah.
Stand up.
No, stand up sometimes I watch like over and over again.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's different. I
In
guess.
certain movies I do, but I don't know what we were saying, but
We were talking about watching movies more than once. I mean, there's a few I've seen more
there's
than
a
once.
few that I do
Yeah.
for background noise.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My TV is my roommate.
Yeah.
I will say when I had, like the other day I just did this where I broke my rule and I watched a movie again, a Swedish movie that I loved called My Life as a Dog. I hadn't seen it since I was in my 20s, and it stood to the test of time. But it was interesting to look at it from those 20-year-old eyes and my current eyes and watch the movie, because I saw it a little bit differently. It was a great movie. So it's like, I think I can see why people sometimes watch things more than once, because then their eyes are fresh. Like
Yeah.
we evolve.
Yeah. And sometimes a movie is so deep that that's not a rom-com, but it takes a couple of viewings to get all of the
Yeah.
Right.
symbolism and whatnot.
The nuance.
There's not a lot of symbolism in romantic rom-coms because they are kind of formula.
I was good formulate.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
no disrespect to the channels that show
No.
them
No.
24/7.
Of course not.
But
No.
I think, I could take a swing at a
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's
at a
pretty easy.
rom-com
Pay by
holiday.
numbers. Girl breaks up with boyfriend,
Yeah.
moves to the country. She's a
Right.
city girl and she wants to get away. Maybe she caught him cheating with her best friend. She goes to a small town. There's a guy that's doing construction.
That they went to high school together and they
Yeah.
fall back in
No,
love.
no.
Or here's another one. They have some kind of misunderstanding and she doesn't like him.
Yes.
And then she ends up having repairs on a house she inherited from her aunt. And I mean,
So
you see where we're going. It's
there
so
is a
funny.
couple on TikTok. Okay, they started at Christmas and they started talking about or let me back that up. So at Christmas they started reenacting those movies.
Oh, wow.
And
On
they
video?
live, they got, they live up in LA, but he's, it's just the two of them. And he'll say, Holly, Ivy, is that you?
Oh, wow.
In this twang.
That's funny.
And she'll go, Christopher Treeman, what are you doing here? And then he will go into, well, I inherited this apple farm from my
Always.
granddaddy, but it's not doing so well, and I'm about to lose everything.
Oh.
Weren't you living in the big city? And then she'd go, yes, but I'm here because I needed some quiet because I'm working on this big case. And it's like, it's so formula, but
funny.
every one of their videos
It's funny.
is funny. And
I'll
it's
have to
just,
watch it.
it's such an entertaining. They took me through Christmas. Let me tell you, it was
we
fun.
will have to watch that. So wrapping that up, there's a lot of things we could do ourselves on Valentine's to feel loved.
You know
Yeah.
what we didn't talk about? Self-pleasuring.
Oh,
That's a whole other episode.
Well, that's part of the romance.
yeah. I also think that
True.
could be, you could have a
Speaking of
romance.
self-pleasuring.
You could romance.
So we're trying to.
Ignore
So-
where I was heading.
I think that we all have some good stuff coming up for Valentine's Day, or not.
Well, I would
You
just say,
sound convinced. by the
yeah,
way.
I don't know what you have planned for it, but it's going to be here in a couple of days. I have an idea of how I will be spending it, but whatever you do, whether you're single, partner, if you're coupled or thrupled,
Right.
or any other
We don't
number in your
judge.
relationship, we don't judge. Just
No.
make sure you're doing something that's about love, right?
Yes,
Just
exactly.
be love,
yes.
be love,
The
express
spirit of
love.
Any
And
chocolate.
everything, and everything if you give gifts, give it with the infusion of love.
Yes.
True.
And if you're single like me, just wrap yourself up in a nice warm blanket of love, and
That's
remind
pretty.
yourself of all the amazing things you've done.
That sounds wonderful. Well, love you guys. Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day.
Jen already ate all of her candy,
I
so
did. Thank you. It was really good.
There you go. I'm Beth,
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Lisa.
and we're for today 3 in the closet.
Yes, we
And
are.
we will see you next time. Happy Valentine's
Thank
Day.
you, mommies.